So, before we proceed into solving oblique spherical triangles, I want you to memorize the following. First, the law of sines. Take a look at it. And then the law of cosines, we have two for angles and for sides. What's important in this law of cosines is that these two should not be the same with this. You have to remember that this side should correspond to this angle, and then these two sides are the same, and the same for this one. The angle corresponds to the side, and then these angles are the same. So do not proceed until you are very familiar with these, because you will be needing this in solving spherical triangles that are oblique. Okay, let us try solving case 5. In this case, we are given two sides and the angle opposite one of them. So in this case, we have two sides, A and B, and the angle opposite A. So how do we solve this? First, we use the sine law. So we can get the ratio of the sine of A and the sine of big A equals sine of big B over sine of small b. Or, yeah, let's do this. So sine of small a, 80 degrees 5.3 minutes, divided by sine of 83 degrees 34.2 minutes is equal to sine of 82 degrees 4.0 minutes divided by the sine of b. So rearranging the equation and getting the arcsine of b, we will get, okay, let me show you first, sine b, sine 83 degrees 34.2 minutes over sine 80 degrees 5.3 minutes times sine 82 degrees 4.0 minutes. So get the arcsine of that, and then you will get the value of 87 degrees 34.5 minutes. But remember that sine is present in the first and the second quadrant, so it is also 92 degrees 25.5 minutes. So we just obtain the supplement. So in that case, we have two values for b, which is that. So let's write it here, 87 degrees 34.5 minutes, 92 degrees 25.5 minutes. So in this case, it is possible that we can have two solutions. So if any one of these values, when you input it in your calculator and it produces like syntax or math error, it means that the triangle for that combination is not possible. So suppose that when you try to solve for the C prime, there's math error in that calculator. It means that this triangle is non-existent. Okay, so let me proceed into solving this first set first. So we have now the law of cosines for angles. So remember the formula. So I just plug it in. So cosine C, cosine 80 degrees 5.3 minutes. Remember that it has to be the two sides that are given, 4.0 minutes, plus sine 80 degrees 5.3 minutes, sine 82 degrees 4.0 minutes, and cosine of big C. And then for the angle, for the sides now, law of cosine for sides, negative cosine 87 degrees 34.5 minutes, and then cosine 83 degrees 34.2 minutes plus sine 87 degrees 34.5 minutes sine 83 degrees 34.2 minutes cosine of C. In this formula for the cosine of sides, remember that to use the first angle given, this one, and the angle we obtained. So we just multiply the cosine of them and the sine of each one of them. So if you notice something, there are two unknowns, but we can plug this one into this, and after plugging it, let's isolate the cosine C. Okay, so I want you to try it and then check if it's the same as my answer. This is my answer. Cosine 82 degrees 4 minutes plus sine 80 degrees 5.3 minutes cosine 82 degrees 4.0 minutes times negative cosine 87 degrees 34.5 minutes cosine 83 degrees 34.2 minutes all over 1 minus sine 80 degrees 5.3 minutes sine 82 degrees 4.0 minutes sine 87 degrees 34.5 minutes times sine 83 degrees 34.2 minutes. So this is just algebra, okay? So after you have input everything in your calculator, you now get for the arc cosine for you to obtain the small c, which is the side. Okay, so after operating, you will get this 7.2 minutes. So let's put it there. Okay, 52 degrees 27.2 minutes. So our last unknown is the angle C. So we just plug the cosine C we obtained here, this one, the long one, into this one, this, and then plug it in your calculator, and after that get the arc cosine. So once you have done that, check if your answer is this 53 degrees 6.6 minutes. Let's put it there. So 53 degrees 6.6 minutes. So now we have finished the first set, and now I leave to you the second set. But of course I'll give you the answers because I'm sure that there's a solution for this. So 25 degrees 96.2 minutes, and then 25 minutes 12.0 minutes. That is the solution, and then try to solve it on your own. This, I'll leave it to you as your task.